Hello, everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Q&A with Jack, Kenna, and Carly Hall. And unfortunately, Carly's not feeling well tonight, so she's not going to be on here with us. And I did notice I don't have any sound when I started up, but if you guys can't hear me or anything, let me know. Um, Everything should be on. Everything should be good to go. But if you're having trouble hearing me, just let me know. And I see Michelle Millens is here with us. Barry Martz. Good evening, Barry. And again, I would say if you guys can't hear me, let me know, because I noticed I didn't have any sound on the computer when it started up. So just let me know. Bob Burnell, how you doing tonight? See, Bob's with us. And I'm just checking on a few things. Bob Maloney, how you doing, Bob? As I said, Carly's not going to be with us tonight. She's not feeling good, so you only got me tonight. How you doing, Carl Mitchell? How's everybody? How you doing out there? And I just got to check on something, my friends. Hang on for just a second. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me all right. Okay, as long as you can all hear me, that's all that matters. I just I don't hear myself on this end, so it's kind of weird, unusual. Um, I don't know if it's because I'm supposed to have my headphones on or not, but anyways, as long as you guys can hear me, I don't care. Um, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I would just say Merry Christmas to everybody. I know it's after Christmas, but I'll still say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you all, and I hope you're all going to have a great New Year. That's coming up here on us very shortly. New Year is almost here. Yeah, it's been an interesting year this year. Um, we've all had some really good times. We didn't have to get locked up too much this year, trapped inside too much. So it was nice to get out and see everybody again at all the different events and different things we did this year, all the different lectures, and we had a good time. We had a really good time did a lot of traveling this year, um, but it's all good. Uh, Hopefully, I'll start my new year well. My new year is ending on a little bit of a crazy note because my furnace died last night, and um, I unfortunately could take a couple weeks to get the part to fix it, so it's supposed to be at least decent for a while. But I haven't actually called. Usually, I fix it myself, but I actually did because I delaying parts and everything else. I called the place. I'm just waiting to hear back from them whether they can get it fixed for me or not, or it might be time for a new furnace. So, it's an old furnace. It's been in this house since the early 1970s. I've kept it going, but I think it might be time to just replace it. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you posted. Um, we'll go from there. And I see everybody saying hi to everybody. It's great to see you all talking to each other and hanging out and all that good stuff. We do need to get together with some of you, Mr. Maloney, Mr. Mitchell, and get together, have a cup of coffee or something, hang out for a little bit. I don't, yeah, yeah. My furnace, I've had problems with my furnace for a while. Actually, it's been good the last couple years, and I think it's well, I know what the part is. It's a main controller, and unfortunately, right now it's about $800 part, and it takes about 2 weeks for it to get shipped, so or delivered. It's just the way it is in these times. Um, it'll turn out all right in the end. I've got heat in the house. I just don't have any hot water right now, so I've got heat going in the house, but again, just no hot water at the moment. But um, I'm just heating with electric right now. So rather than this. Now, well, thank you, Regina. Testing. Okay. All right, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. It all froze up. I actually had to restart the entire computer, and let's hope that doesn't happen again. I don't know what caused that. I apologize. Let's see if I can get this light back on. All right, so I am back. Yes, sir. Yeah, Carly's not feeling good tonight, so you only got me to deal with tonight. So the year-end show, and I'm it. That's is it. That's the way it is. But she's got said her throat was sore, um, so I didn't want her trying to talk and do all that. But I am back, and again, I am always here to answer your questions about anything paranormal. And I'm just, oh, I see why. Oh, no, that's my speaker. It's a microphone. Speakers. Oh, it still wants those speakers. Okay, that's why I can't hear myself, because I'm not plugged into the speaker system. Okay, just trying to figure out what was going on there. Anyways, okay, so I am back, people. And like I said, it's been a good year. Got to see everybody again. A good year in that we got to see everybody again. And I see my friend Jeff is here. Mr. Leeper is here. And I know pretty much everybody here has already given to Jeff's GoFundMe. But I know it's still there. And if you could still give, that would be great. I think it'll be ending here this week, I think. I'm not sure what the end date was set for it. But our good friend Bill Freeman had set that up for him, and I know it's still running. So we're not done yet, but we're getting closer to our goal for Jeff. So if you guys could still give for that, he still needs our help, and you guys know what that's all about. So if you could give, even if you already gave, if you could give a little bit more, I know I am going to be giving a little bit more myself here shortly. But if you could do that, that'd be great. You can find the link to that GoFundMe on my Facebook page. If you're already on it, you've already found it. So it is there, and you can still give if you'd like, or if you haven't given yet and you can, please just give. Even just $5 is helpful. How you doing out there, Jeff? Good to see you out there. Oh, I'm not worried about the sound, Bob. As long as you guys can hear me, I'm okay with it. I don't need to hear myself talk. So, so I hear myself talk all the time. But thank you. Bob was just giving me a little thing of how to get the sound back. But it's just going through the microphone. There's a plug-in for a headset, and I just didn't plug it in. But it's okay. It's all good. So again, it's great to see you guys. I'm looking forward to the coming year. We've got a few things planned out already, a few events already, and I know we're going to be doing. We're beginning back at the Battlefield Bash again. I know Jeff will probably be there, and we'll be down there to see him. I'd love to see some of you who haven't been there before be able to get down to it. It's a really great event every year. It's in August. I'm not sure the dates. I think it's like the weekend of it's like the third weekend of August. I think it's like the 20th or something like that. Whatever that weekend in August is, of the week of the 20th there. And you can look up the dates too. You just go look up Battlefield Bash and you can find that. Yeah, I saw you get that big needle to Jeff was posting about you got a shot today for his stuff. I think it was for your cancer, if I'm not mistaken, and a big long needle. I sure as heck wouldn't want that thing. But we did finish up our year. We did do, I think I told you guys last week, we did one more investigation down at the Wildwood Sanatorium. I did not get the chance to go through the video. I will have to do that and have that for you for the first of the year. Just holidays have been too busy, too much going on. So I did not get the chance to get through the video and cut the shorter versions out from some clippets out for you. But we had some good activity there. I know we talked about that last week. Um, Barry, it would be great if to have you at the bash. I know you love. I think I thought you've been before though, and I know you have. Um, and it's a fun time. If you guys can make that, that's great. It's a great fundraiser. It's put on by our friend Steve and Pam Barry, and they are great people. And they've got an awesome place down there, down around Gettysburg too. If you ever want to check that out, just look up uh, Pamela Barry's Facebook page, and she can give you all the information on their place. Uh, I see there's some little bit of joking about Jeff's shot in the butt. So Carl's saying is a pain in the ass. So you can say yes on here, Carl. It's okay. We are not PG. We are definitely far from PG. But other than that, everything's been going good for us. Like I said, we got some other events planned for this coming year. We got an event on the USS Salem we're going to be doing. That'll be a good time. A great haunted location as well, and a great historical location, the USS Salem up in Quincy, Massachusetts. If you ever get a chance to get there, do it. I know many of you have been there. You came up to our event we had last year. Um, and have you all kind of meet for one of the first times. So that was a lot of fun. It was a little hot. I wouldn't necessarily do an event there myself again. And I think we did it in July or August. I forget which it was. I think it was July, and it was hot. It was hot. It's a big metal ship, so of course it's going to be hot on it, and there's no air conditioning. So, um, but we had a good time there. We'll be doing some other stuff too, and of course, plan is to be holding my uh, training again this year. Right now, there's a plan for the spring at SUNY Schenectady here in New York, um, down in, of course, Schenectady, New York, at the college down SUNY Schenectady, the college down there. If all goes well, no COVID interrupts anything, we'll be doing that. And we'll be doing it, holding another class again in the end of the year, probably around September again, September, October, at Hudson Valley Community College. The class has been doing really well. So people have been in the, the people came this year, really enjoyed it, had a good time. Um, and there is interest in it still. So, and I know some of you are interested in it. We're going to try to take it on the road again this year. We'll see how that works out. It's just a matter of time and money. I think we're going to try to take it to Massachusetts um, for the fall. We'll do it in a one weekend. It's going to be condensed. It's going to be a one weekend thing. So that will be interesting and fun. I'm sure. Might be a couple long days of class, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Um, yeah, Barry brings up the point is it's hot in the summer at Gettysburg, but the Windom is an ice chest. Yeah, it is cool in there, which I appreciate in the summer. Uh, he thinks it was way too cold inside. I was fine with it. I just turn like the room, the air conditioning in our room. I just turn it down to what I want. When you're in the hallways or whatever, it's a little chilly. Um, but that doesn't bother me. I'm not so much bothered by the cold as I am the heat. So I'd rather be a little cool and I can throw a sweater or something on or a sweatshirt on. Um, but yeah, it's a little cooler down in the big room there where they have the event, just because it's big, wide open spot. And but there's a lot of people in there. But the biggest part is when you're in that event. If you're underneath one of the vents, you got the AC blowing right down on you, and it can be cold. So we keep a jacket around with us when we're in there. You might see me and Carly wearing a jacket because last year, because we were sitting right underneath the AC vent. So chilly. Chili was true. But it's good. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun, and we always enjoy doing it. Again, we're always here to answer your questions. This is Paranormal Q&A. If you guys got any questions, give us a shout out and let me know. I'll try to do my best to answer them. I feel bad that Carly couldn't be here tonight, but we'll be back after the first of the year too. I mean, we'll be back on Tuesday after the first of the year. Um, and that will be, I think, yes, the 4th, which will be the day after my birthday. My birthday is January 3rd. I'll be turning 59 this year. Yes, 59. But we'll be back on the 4th, right after my birthday. I decided to take my birthday off this year from work, so I'll be taking the 3rd off. Hey, there's Cheryl Brookshire. How you doing out there, Cheryl? And Andrea Prout. If I hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, she has a question. Let me throw it up here. Matter of fact, I got to call a friend of mine tonight who called me last night. Left me a message at 10:30 last night about something going on in her house, and I've got to call her back. Andrea says, I have a question. For years, it's just been my norm to deal with spirits or whatever they are. And now it's kind of getting to be more than we are used to. Okay. Now we're getting into tall shadows and saying words. We have done 2 separate things to remove them, and they keep coming back. It's hard to live with looking out my peripherals. All right, I get it. I'm just not sure if it's an attachment or they know I can feel them. I like to just have them, not have them around anymore. Well, I'd like to hear more about that, Andrea. I mean, you said you've done a couple things. So I'd like to know what was done in order to try to remove them. I'd like to know a little bit about when the activity picked up. And there might be a reason, something that happened that caused it, or there might be a reason, like maybe these spirits are trying to reach out to you. If you ever, investigated your home or tried to talk to them at one point, sometimes that can pick up activity because once you try to reach out, they may try to reach back. And then it's hard. It's not impossible, but it can be hard to get the activity to stop. One thing I would try to do, just it's a simple thing you can try to do, is tell them you don't want to interact with them. Just tell them right out. You don't want to interact with them. You don't want them around. To leave you alone. They can do their thing, but don't interact with you. Leave you alone. Don't bother. If you'd like to tell me more about this, of what's happening, I'm going to put my um, email address up for you where you can email me details at, and I can, if you send me your email, I can send you a form that you can fill out. Tell me where you're at as well, where you're located, and maybe either if you're close enough to us, I can come help you, or somebody else of another team that I know might be able to help you. But here's my email address you can reach me at. I'm just typing it in. I'm going to put it up there for you. All right. So this is my email. Reach out to me here. Give me more details, and I can give you a better answer than what I can do here. Because it sounds like there's maybe more involved than I can answer for you here. And I want to tell you the right things to do, and not the wrong things. But you can just start with that. Just tell whatever's there. Any, you don't have to see it. You don't have to hear anything. Just say, hey, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. I don't want to interact with you. I don't want you here. You're not welcome. Please leave. At least leave me alone. Do not interact with me. All right. I want nothing to do with you. My family wants nothing to do with you. So start with that. See how that works. It shouldn't make anything pick up. It should, if nothing else, bring activity down. So try that. Be very forceful about it, as if you're throwing somebody out of your home that you don't want there. Just be forceful about it when you say it. You don't have to scream and yell, but just make it very clear. You're not wanted here. I don't want to interact with you. Leave me alone. Go away. I don't want to have anything to do with you. So kind of like getting rid of a bad boyfriend, okay? So or girlfriend or whatever for that matter. All right. Cheryl, Carly's not feeling good. I see Cheryl Brookshire. Carly's not feeling good tonight. She's got a bit of a sore throat. So she's just hanging out, getting some rest. Um, and Jeff, I'll respond to you in a minute. But so she's not here tonight. She'll be back next week. She's resting right now is where she is. She's in bed resting. So that's where she is tonight. But we'll be back. She'll be back next Tuesday with me, I'm sure. It's probably just a cold, nothing serious. But she couldn't be here tonight. Jeff, yeah, I am not an infant at age 59. Far from it. You're not that much older than me. Don't give me that garbage. So, and Carl says I'm a spring chicken. I am not a spring chicken, but I know you guys, compared to you guys, you think I am. So you guys aren't that much older than me. So. Oh, Barry's talking about where our table was at the badge. Yeah, we were right underneath that air conditioner that was frigid, very frigid. But I will just go back again and say, Andrea, just reach out to me at my email, give me more information. I'm sure we can help you solve that problem and get the spirits to not interact with you. I just need more info on what's going on there, and I might be better able to assist you. Also, it depends on what somebody else did before. If they tried cleansing the home, they really didn't know what they're doing. They wouldn't clear anything out. There's certain ways to do things. There's certain things to do, and they should work within whatever your belief system is. Depending on what your belief is, your religion is, things like that. There's a lot you can do that can be done to reduce activity, or maybe not stop it completely, but at least reduce it to the point where it's not a bother to you anymore, or at least back to the way it was. So we'll just got to figure out what's going on there. We can help. I'm pretty sure we can help you. So. And Jeff makes a good point here. Yes, he does say this. I do believe this is for you, Andrea. Also, assess your own behavior or habits and see if they're invitations to them. That's a good point. There might be something you're doing that they don't like either, and they feel it's still their home, and there might be something going on, or somebody else that recently moved into your home that could be causing the activity to pick up. Um, if you've been dealing with if you've had it around you for a long time, it's probably just something that's either changed or happened, or maybe somebody new in your life that is kind of causing them to act up a bit. If anybody recently tried to do any communication with a spirit within your home, that can cause activity to pick up if they don't do it, if they do it the wrong way, or if they try to talk to them and get them interested or interacting, that can be a problem. Helena, there's my friend Helena King. How you doing out there, beautiful? Yeah, she says, "Hey, beautiful." Well, I think she must be talking to Carly, but Carly's not here tonight, Helena. I can always call her Helena. Helena, Carly's not here tonight. She's not feeling good. She's in the bedroom sleeping, getting some rest. But Helena, always great to see you. I love the pictures of the kids at Christmas time there during the holiday. Those are awesome photos and stuff. Um, Oh, Andrea, okay, that would be great. We have saged, and it helped. And she talks about I didn't realize this is somebody who was up by the CMU in Mount Pleasant, which we gave a lecture there this year. Carly and I did. Um, Says we saged and it helped, and then we did a spirit plate and that helped. I know what, okay, kind of know what that is. Seems like the only helps for a few months. That can be sometimes true. Live by a CMU, which, like I said, Mount Pleasant, which is where we gave the lecture this year. Were you at our lecture this year? Did we talk to you there? Because I mean, I made the drive all the way last year. I suppose if you really needed my help, I could make that drive again. I would say if you did sage, and I maybe you were at the event, maybe I spoke to you, I can't remember, to be honest. If you did sage, when you sage, make sure all the windows are open and the door is open, and you want to sage in um, clockwise direction, I usually start two places: the bottom of the home in the basement. If you have a basement, I start there. Um, and if there's no windows there, I can sage there and it pushes anything up. I also, while I'm doing that, say prayer and tell them that they need to leave. They're not welcome here. They have to go. They can't stay. Um, and then I'll go to the top floor of the home. If you have a 2-story home or more or whatever, I'll sage there. And I'll go down finally with windows open and finally finish on the main floor and push anything out that might be still in there and sage there. And same thing, windows open, doors open. Intent is you're pushing all that out. You don't want to keep it closed because you're just trapping the energy. You want that energy of that spirit to move out. So make sure you do it. You can use sage and not just white sage necessarily. You can use, I usually use a combination of white sage and, um, oh my God, frankincense, myrrh. They're just incense rods. Put them together with that and do it. I also use, um, uh, oh my God, there's some other things I use. Anyways, I'll put together a thing for you. I'll send it to you. But always make sure the doors and windows are open when you do sage. So you're pushing that energy and that negativity or the spirit out, and you're letting them know while you're doing your prayer or whatever it is you're using, um, that you want them to leave. They're not welcome there. And you say the prayer and openly, you can, and also say you're not welcome here, you need to leave, and pushing this energy and pushing you out. You're not welcome here. And then, once you're done with all that, close it all back up. It takes a little while to do, but if you do it properly, it should last a lot longer than just a few months. But we need to talk, and we'll get more information, and I'll be glad to help you out. Email me, like I said, give me a little bit more information, and then we can, if you put your phone number in there, I can talk to you on the phone, and we can go from there. I think that'll be good. And if we do need somebody to help you out there, I've got somebody who can either come out and do it myself, or I got somebody who can do it. It won't be till later on though, when we get some good weather. It's going that far right now is kind of iffy. I may know somebody out your way, out in Michigan, that can help you out. So, but let's talk. Let's talk. But Jeff has some good information. Jeffrey Scott Leeper has some good information there too. Um, he is a demonologist. He knows his stuff, and I trust him. There's a lot of other people here that do too. But I don't want you to get overwhelmed with too much information at once. Let us talk, and we'll go from there. Yes, I use frankincense and myrrh. As I said, I use the incense. It's a combination. Any of those things are good to work. Uh, you can do the same like Helena does with the salt, but let's talk first and figure out what's going on. All these things that they're talking about work. Um, you can also use burn a white candle between a mirror and your window, and you say a prayer with intent that you want this um, thing sent out. All right, and that can help work as well. There's lots of things, and we'll talk about it all. And Barry has a question, because this is a case. This is one of those things that's going to take a little while, and and all of you have great ideas, but we got to help her figure it out. And I will talk to her, and then we'll go from there. But yes, the CMU. So let me know also if I did speak to you there. So I did put up your suggestion, Helena, and we can go from there. All right. Barry says he has questions. So why move in a clockwise direction during the Sage event? I believe it's because you're moving in a positive direction. I don't really, I'll be honest, I don't know the total reason behind it, but I believe it's because clockwise is a positive direction, and you're working your way around. It's just what I've read and been taught is always go in a clockwise position. I never really questioned as to why too much, but I believe it's a positive direction. So you're moving a positive direction, creating positive energy. I may be wrong about that. I'll look that up for you though, Barry. I will look that up. I wish Carly was here. She could look that up while I was talking to you guys. Um, but it's always about yes, and um, Justin brings up a good point. He asked a question as well, Justin Clifford. If I miss you tonight, it's just because I only got one set of eyes looking at everybody. Is why do you feel what do you feel about intentions when you um, require them to go? Well, the intent is that it's your home now. Number one, it's important to remember the person living there. It's their home now. And the intent is that they're disturbing your home. So your intention is you don't want them there anymore. It's just like if you had a real guest in your home, somebody in your home who just started causing problems and was upsetting you, would you want them to just let them stay there and keep bothering you? Or would your intent be to ask them to leave? Don't be rude. I mean, you don't have to be, well, you could be rude because they're being rude, but you just want to be forceful and firm about it that, hey, it's time for you to go. You're causing problems here. You're not welcome here anymore. You know, some people do believe that you can also try the other way first, which is, look, you can stay. And that's why he also said that too. You can stay, but need to stop interacting with me. You need to respect my space and my family's space and leave me alone. So, I mean, that's the intent, is to just stop the negative activity that's going on. Okay. That's the only intent of it at all. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, Justin. So, and Barry, like I said, I believe it's because clockwise is a positive direction and creates positive energy while moving negative energy out. It is important to have the windows and doors open when you do it, though. And Helena says, I hate the smell of sage, makes me sick. Yeah, there, you don't have to always use sage. You can just use frankincense, myrrh. There's other things you can use. You can use, um, what's anyways, there's a million other things you can use too that are for clearing out negative energy or clearing out spirit. Um, um, so there's other things you can use. I know this one is a wood, which I have some. The name escapes me at the moment. And just as another question, what is the relation of using these items? Is it that they were gifts given to the newborn child Jesus by the wise men and kings? Actually, no. It actually goes back before that. That these were seen as positive energy, positive healing incenses. That's why actually they were given to Christ when he was born. His family, when they were born, they were considered holy things, like positive things. Uh, they push away negative energy and push away negative spirit and things like that. It's actually goes somewhat back to the Jewish religions as well as some pagan religions, and that's why there's other different things besides just frankincense and myrrh that you can use that create an energy. It's not so much a smell or a scent or anything else. It's an energy it creates that can move negative energies away, right, or move negative spirit out. You can also use the ringing bowl, the Hindu bowl, which makes the ringing sounds. And there's different sounds you can make that will push out energy, and it works the same way. You again, you're supposed to open the windows and things like that, and to allow that energy to go out while you go through the home and use the bowl and burn an incense. Um, and it rings. It makes a ringing tone. You can look that up. There's different things on that online. Uh, Again, if Carly was with me, I'd be able to look those up and post them up for you, or Carly would. Um, and Helena says, remember praying sometimes make things worse. It depends. It depends on the individual. It's all about your belief, right? I mean, you don't want to say a prayer for something that you don't have faith in. Not every spirit is religious, that is true, but it also is your intent and your um, belief system that you may want to use in order to do that. And if it doesn't work, um, if things do get worse, you need to backtrack a little bit. But usually I've found with using the intent that you're asking them to leave and calling on your own faith and belief systems to help remove that negative energy, it does work. If you're using it and you don't believe in it, that's when it can really backfire. That's when it can make things worse because you don't believe it anyway. So you really don't believe that it can work. You're just doing it because you watch what you saw on TV or whatever else. It has to be done by a person for the person who has whatever their belief system is. And I'm not just talking, the Christian religion. There's other religions. I mean, you have the Judaism. You have, all these other religions out there that you can may have belief in, and you should use that with your belief system. Sometimes just saging itself and just using the intent, asking that spirit to um no longer communicate with you. um and Jeff does make a point. He says we need to coexist with them. The dead outnumber us. That's a good point. But again, it's your home now, and if it's happening in your home, you want to make sure they're respectful of you. And if they can't be, then they have to go. I mean, you can try and keep trying, but there's sometimes that you just, if they won't respect you, they've got to go, you know, or you've got to try to make them go. And sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Sometimes they're always willing to work with you. I mean, and they will respect you. You just got to make it clear. And Bob Burnell asked me, Jack, question, Jack, do you think it's possible that ramped up activity is just a frustrated spirit who is trying to communicate? That can be the case, which is why, again, I need more information from Andrea so we can help her figure out what's going on with what she's got going on there. Sometimes it can be that, like I had said, there could be something that changed in her home, somebody new living there, or maybe they brought an item in, or I mean, there's so many different things it could be that could have caused this activity to pick up. Or can any time cause activity to pick up. It could be something you've changed in your lifestyle, that a spirit who is with you or attached to you. And attachment doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. It could be a family member who's attached to you. It could be a family member that's trying to reach out, that's trying to let you know, something's you're doing isn't right, or something, they don't like something you're doing, or something you're doing is going to be harmful to you. It could be that too, and maybe that's why the activity only dies down for a period of time. We don't know, and that's what we've got to figure out. There's so many possibilities to why spirit activity will pick up, and you've got to, you know, focus on trying to figure that out. But my point to Andrea, since she doesn't know what's going on and just wants it to stop, is to try some smaller things first until I can get to talk to her and find out more details and really work with her to figure out what's really going on, just to ease the activity. Just tell the spirit, for now, stop interacting with me. I don't want anything. I don't want to hear from you. I don't want to talk with you. I need you to just respect my space and leave me alone. And if you can't do that, then you need to leave. But start with that and see if the activity will die down. That's only for, we're just saying to start with that if things are really to the point she can't stand it anymore, until I can talk to her, get more details, and figure it out. So this is not what I told her to do tonight, is not the end all be all. That's only the beginning. And it's just a suggestion, to try to calm things down until we can figure out the rest of it and get her the help that she really needs. So be aware of that, people. We're not trying to give her the final, this is what you need to do and that's the end of it. No, this is just, here's what you can do in the meantime until I can get to talk to you and get more information from you. Here's what you can try. And by doing that, just talking to the spirit, or saging the proper way. I don't know how they saged, so maybe she did, and that's why it's, lasts for a few months and it dies down, but then it picks up again. So until we can figure it out, We just got to give her something she can try in the meantime that maybe she hasn't tried yet. And Helena says it's 100% true. Not everything is nasty. That's absolutely correct. Not everything is nasty. And that's why you got to figure it out and figure out what's really going on. Again, it could be a family member that's trying to reach out to her that's concerned about something. So we need to figure that out. Um, and Justin has another good question. When negative energies have been removed from a home house, where do you suppose they go? Um, it's hard. I mean, we don't know how the spirit world really works. I mean, they may just calm down within the house. In the case of moving out a negative spirit, you try to get them to cross over when you're getting into that kind of detail. Um, Sometimes they may move on, and just leave the home and move on to whatever the next realm is. That's your intent. That's part of the intent that we haven't really discussed here. I mean, but it is part of our intent. Like we go in, and if we do have to move a spirit out, we try to get them to move on and cross over and go where they should be, which is the next phase of whatever our existence in that form is. Um, and stop hanging on to what they had before and move on to the next phase of our existence. Because just because you're dead, I mean, this is the thing, Justin. We believe we have a soul. We believe we have a spirit, and that spirit becomes, who we are is energy. It's the actual. If you look at how the brain fires, it's electrical synapses, things going on. I believe, what you're seeing there is a soul in action. Okay, it's what makes us who we are. And from my own experience is that part of us lives on after the body dies. Okay. um I've interacted with things that, you know we know this person passed, but yet they're talking to us, so through devices and things like that. How they do that, we're not totally sure yet. On my own, I believe is it's a release of some type of energy, um which I've caught on camera. Like people see orbs and stuff like that coming out of devices. I think that's just, it's not the spirit itself, it's a release of the energy from that spirit that made created the voice that you see captured on, or you hear captured on audio, or you see something on video and things like that. In any case, point is we try to get them to move to the next part of their existence. And that's what we're really trying to do. Not just throw them out, but like when we approach it anyway, our team approaches it, we try to talk to that spirit, interact with them, and get them to really like, hey, your time is here and this physical world is done. It's time to go to whatever the next thing might be. You don't really need to hang out here anymore. It is not your house anymore. It is not your home. If they're at a location and there maybe, if some people feel spirit can be trapped, we try to get them to move on. And sometimes they are reaching out, like the people say, for they're frustrated, they're trying to reach out for help, get somebody to listen to them. So we're there to listen to them and try to communicate with them and see what's going on and why they're still there. So we try to but it's a long process. It's not a simple, like you see on TV. You go in, they investigate, they get a few EVPs, and they say, "Oh, this is no." When we investigate, when we help people out, this can take months sometimes to sort through what's really going on and finally bring closure to not just for the homeowner, but to the spirit as well. I mean, we do take that into consideration. Then there's other types of things that are negative, and they're what we call demonic, and they're just there to hurt somebody. And those things come from a realm that, you know we don't totally understand it, but they're just there to hurt people, and we've got to get them to move on. Then there's other things, like elemental type spirits that are part of the earth, and they belong on that property, and they're there, and you've got to coexist with them. So you've got to learn how to respect them and show respect for them, and they will in turn show respect for you once you do that. So there's so many different things, Justin. It's not one done. There's no one answer for everything. It's a spiritual realm. There's a lot to it and a lot we don't understand that we're trying to sort through, but we do have figured out at least some things that work and can help people. dealing with problems like Andrea is. So they do work, and the activity goes away, and we can help them figure it out. But we have to figure out what's really going on there first. Is it a family member trying to reach out? Is it the spirit that's in the home? Is it an attachment to the person? We don't know, but we've got to figure that out and then go from there. So I hope that kind of answers your question, Dustin or Justin. Uh, and I see Regina's here, and well, you can all see what you're all writing, and but hopefully Justin answered your question. And I know I'm probably behind on all the writing that's going on because I've given a long answer. Uh, I know I saw just another question too. I think it was from Barry. So here's Barry's question. Just the thought of this: how would you sage cleanse a trailer that a person or family lives in? Um, I would still same thing. Open the doors and windows that you can. As you go into the trailer door, it's kind of like going in a circle, or it's kind of like going back and forth. Just move in that clockwise direction, do what you're doing, go all the way around to the trailer, and then come back and end back at the door. Um, you want to make sure you cleanse in that whole area. So I would do that. It's not going to take as long, obviously, but you can just cleanse that way. You can cleanse with all kinds of things. And I would so I would just do it that way. I mean, it's not a big thing. It's like doing one room, kind of really, depending on the size of the trailer. But yes, you could do that. I mean, it's just important to have the doors and windows open to move the energy out, right? And that's really what you're doing. If there is a spirit there, I don't know why a spirit would be in a trailer, but that would be, to me, it'd be like the person probably has an attachment rather than the trailer has something going on. But I suppose it could. And Helena says, it's not your belief that matters, it's theirs. You can believe in something, but it doesn't mean that they will. Well, I think it goes both ways, Helena. I mean, when you're dealing with a spirit, I haven't read the whole thing. Um, God most pray to now is not the one they care for or believe in. The modern God means nothing to them. Well, it's that's true, but your beliefs are important too. I would say it's a kind of a two-way street. You have to understand, again, you have to understand the spirit. You have to understand everything that's going on. Why is a spirit doing that? Your belief does matter in order to help you, um, at least with maybe protection from them. And you can go back, and that's true about every religion. That's why it's important to know. And you may not find out the belief system of the spirit. Maybe you can. Maybe if you can, that's great because that can help. Um, and but you may not be able to. So you've got to rely sometimes on your own faith and your own beliefs. Now, I'm not talking religion either. I'm not talking the organized religion stuff. I'm talking about what your beliefs are. But there is things within your own belief system you can use to try to calm activity or remove activity. Always the best way is to try to communicate with that spirit, not yourself, though. I will say this: if you're the person who's being affected, you know, um, don't try to do this all yourself, because it's like trying to be your own doctor. Okay, there's certain things you can do, but if you're the one who's being affected or afflicted by what's going on, bring in an outside party to assist you. Okay, help you figure out what's going on. It's just like going to your doctor. You go to the doctor to really get your diagnosis from somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who's done a lot of this, and I know you have, Helena, and really figure it out. You and Alex both um, have done a lot of this stuff, and I know you know what you're doing too. But I have my own little things on things because of all what I've done, and we've done, having worked with a ton of residential cases and things like that. But you got to try to figure it out the best you can, and I wouldn't say ignore that person's belief system completely, the person who's being affected, because it can even figure into it. It could be the reason this other spirit is upset with them. Okay, right? And that's, I think that's part of what you're trying to say. So, and I'm not, every time I talk about beliefs or whatever, I'm not always talking about Jesus and the Christian religion and, Catholicism. There's so many other belief systems out there, paganism, everything. And I'm talking about that. I'm talking about, working with the person's belief systems. And if you can find out the belief system of the spirit, yes, work with that too, or just talk to them, trying to find out what is going on with them. I think the best approach is always, you know, um, trying to figure out why this spirit is interacting with this person this way. What is it doing? What does it want? What's going on? Once you can figure that out, you might be able to solve the whole thing without doing any cleansing, right? Without having to do much of anything except listen to it and then try to explain back to it, you know, why it needs to respect that person's space. And a lot of times that will work. So sometimes faith and belief doesn't even come into it. But I don't think you can just ignore the person's affected beliefs, um, or faith. I don't think you can ignore that and just go by the spirits. I think you got to look at both, because that could be the answer to the whole problem. Why is that uh, interaction going on? That could be the cause of it all. You know, one of the person who's living there is a Buddhist, and the one that's the spirit that's there was Jewish. Okay, they just don't mix too well, so they could be upset about that, and you've got to work through that. And that's what you said. You need to know what in some cases you need to know what their belief system was, the spirit's belief system was. And I've come across that in cases. So and yes, Justin, to get back to what Justin says, yes, anytime you're cleansing a home, yes, doors and windows open, room to room. Yes, if you can open them. If you can't open the windows in a room, just make sure windows in another room are open, so that it has some place to go. Because I know some older homes I've been in, the windows, you can't even get them open. So you can only get a few windows open. So as long as you can get those windows open and do the cleansing, you're going to be okay. You just don't want to trap it in a room. Just keep the door to that room open so that you can move it out. Um, so that's the way it is. But Andrea, yes, we'll help you figure it out. I'm sorry, people. I'm not being quiet. I'm just looking through all the stuff here. So, and actually, I'm looking at their time. Do you realize it's been an hour already, everybody? It's 11:59 p.m. I mean, 11:59, 8:59 p.m. here. We're just about done. If anybody has anything else they'd like to throw out there tonight, please do. I see. I know I had one other, I think, question. So I'm going to try to see if I can answer that. Where was it? Okay, here's here's a couple. I'll take two. And yes, Regina, demons that affect people or haunt people, they don't haunt people. They're trying to do some really nasty stuff. They are extremely rare. You don't run into them very often. But it seems once you do, as an investigator, you start getting more and more of those cases. But they are very rare. Possession cases are extremely rare. Although we did deal with one last year, but they are extremely rare. And they take a long time to figure out too. It's you don't figure those out in one night. It can take months, even a year, just to figure out what's really going on with a case like that. And they're not what people think they are. It's not like what you always see on TV. They seem like there's nothing going on in those type of cases. And Jeff's had some good stuff there. I hope you guys read that. Helena has had some good stuff on her too. She's got some really good insights on things. I love her and Alex's insights on their stuff, and they are from the UK. In case you people didn't know, so it's a different perspective on things sometimes, and I love to get that perspective. And we have discussions about it. We don't always agree with things, but we have good discussions, and we learn from each other, which is what it's really all about. And just to make it's a good point, Justin. They're not most spirits aren't evil. They're just they're desperate for attention or desperate to get your attention, and for whatever their purpose is. And it can cause problems when that happens. Mhm. And Robert, yes, I do. If you really want, you can send me your email me your address. I did post my email on here tonight. If you're really serious and you want one, email me your address and I'll send one out to you. I'll send an autographed photo out to you. Thank you for that. If I appreciate it. And yes, I do, and I'll be glad to send you one if you really want one. Just for Andrea and for Robert, I'm gonna post my email here again. And you can reach me through that email address, or you can message me here with your information. But Andrea, I know you should probably have to email me because you probably got a lot to tell me. Um, yes, we are at our time, everyone. If I missed your question tonight, um, I apologize. Helena, thank you for stopping in tonight, and you and Alex, and I really appreciate all your guys' insight and input. You're awesome people, and one of these days I'm going to get over there to England to visit with you and my friends and those wonderful kids of yours. They're awesome. Your kids, you guys made some beautiful kids, and they are awesome. I would love to get to finally meet you all in person. Uh, and but if I missed your question tonight, I do apologize. It was just me tonight. But everybody, I want you to all have a great holiday, a happy new year. Enjoy your New Year's Eve, but be safe, stay healthy, stay happy. And I love you all. And I'll do Carly's big heart to you. I know Carly always does her heart sign. This is from Carly and me to all of you. We love you all, and we will see you in the new year. We'll see you on January 4th. Okay. Good night, everybody. Love you all. You have a good night. And Bob and Carl, I want to really get with you guys maybe next week and have a cup of coffee or something out. Really need to do that. We need to get out and do something. Me, you, and Carly. And if somebody else wants to join in who's local, you're more than welcome as well. And Nick, I see you out there. Happy New Year out there. Happy New Year, everybody. Again, love you all. Have a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday.